Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. For what shall it profit a man if he gain the whole world and suffer the loss of his soul? A new command I give you, love one another, as I have loved you. If any of you wants to be my follower, you must turn from your selfish ways, take up your cross, and follow me. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and everyone who humbles himself will...
Hindi ka naman natin nagmamadali no kasi kailangan ko pang kremang tunga sa likod.
Hindi naman. Alam mo ba na kumikita ko?
Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. You can't change other people, and it's rude to try. The answer is always no, until you ask. There are two ways to do things, right and again. Stop expecting others to give you more respect than the respect you give yourself. I don't know the secret to success, but the secret to failure is trying to please everyone. Hope is not a strategy. Never trust anybody. Trust is earned, not given from the start. You're never too old to cut people out of your life. It takes a long time to realize how truly miserable you are, and even longer to realize it doesn't have to be that way. A wise man can learn from his enemies, than a fool from his friends. Life gives you lots of chances to screw up, which means you have just as many chances to get it right. People treating you poorly is a reflection on them, not you. The people who say you can't, you won't, are usually the ones scared that you will. Don't make yourself available too much for anyone. You will lose importance. Just because the boat rocks doesn't mean it's time to jump overboard. You'll have bad times, but it'll always wake you up to the good stuff you weren't paying attention to. The more you know who you are and what you want, the less you let things upset you. When you try to please everybody, you almost always please nobody. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. Stop trying to be happy. You can't be happy all the time, and it's okay. Once a problem is solved, its simplicity is amazing. If you're trying to break a habit, don't say, "This is the last time I'm doing it," to yourself. Instead, say, This is the first time I'm not doing it. You don't like everybody, so don't worry about everybody liking you. Your past does not equal your future. Sometimes you can make all the right choices and then have to sit there and watch them all crumble around you. You just have to pick up the pieces and keep moving. Never be so kind. You forgot to be clever. And never be so clever. You forgot to be kind. Nothing that life has to offer is worth the price of worry. You stop explaining yourself when you realize people only understand from their level of perception. Some day isn't even a real day, although for some people, it's every day. Don't hang on to your mistakes just because you spent a lot of time making them. Never take for granted the time you spend with the people you keep. It could be over any day. Live in reality as it is, not as you wish it was. If you expect the world to be fair with you because you are fair, that's like expecting the lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. Don't focus on perfection or control. You are not in control of anything, and there is no such thing as perfection. No matter how good a person you are, you will always be. No matter how good a person you are, you will always be bad in someone's story. Waiting for change while not doing anything for it is like waiting for the train at a bus stop. Don't doubt yourself. That's what haters are for. To live life, you need problems. If you get what you want the minute you want it, then what's the point of living? Don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. Reflection and the gaining of knowledge is power. Without the means of either, you are powerless. At some point, you will realize no one else has a say in your life unless you let them. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Say no more than you wish to have said. Do no less than what you wish to have done. Mistakes do not attest to your character. Your reaction to them does that without you even trying. Discipline your mind to see the good in every situation and look at the best side of every event. Stop expecting others to always agree with you. Ability can take you to the top, but it takes character to keep you there. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Be prepared to change your ideas about who you want to be. This is an important feedback loop as you gain life experience. person doesn't give you value or build value in you. You earn your value by chasing morality and practicing dignity. Don't do anything you feel you'd have to lie about later. If you are driven by fear, anger, or pride, nature will force you to compete. If you are guided by courage, awareness, tranquility, and peace, nature will serve you. You're going to make a lot of people mad doing what's right for you. Any thought you have about the future is a delusion. Whatever is causing you worry or pain right now won't cause you worry or pain forever. Things change with time, and it will pass. If you need more than one hand to count your best friends, you're not a great best friend. The single most powerful element of youth is that you don't have the life experiences to know what can't be done. At some point, you just gotta forgive the past. Your happiness hinges on it. There's a lot of things worth caring about. The past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. The past is a place of learning, not a place of living. We're all born with two things: borrowed time in varying amounts and the ability to make choices. If you wish to know how you are spending yours, observe how others waste their time making wrong choices and don't repeat them. Don't correct people if you could just as easily let it slide. You can either be a negative or positive person in life, but only one will get you somewhere. Life doesn't care about your vision. You just gotta roll with it. Nothing happens to anyone that he is not fit by nature to bear. You will never remember the days and nights you stay home and do nothing. It's never too late to turn your life in a completely new direction, and there is huge importance in just one day. Lessons in life will be...
IBKR Desktop is on its way to becoming the ultimate trading platform. IBKR Desktop offers
Lessons in life will be repeated until they are learned. You will never be who you want to be until you are happy with who you are. When you get a different vantage point, it changes your perspective. It allows us to see things that maybe we should have seen a long time ago. If you're right, but you are obnoxious about it, people won't see you as the good guy. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it is a quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. Why let go of yesterday? Because yesterday has already let go of you. Don't spend your life dreaming about what could have been in another place or under different circumstances. Instead, invest your energy in what is right in front of you. People often confuse stress with responsibility. In this life, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. bit of your life to the fullest. Your compromises and sacrifices will be rewarded. No one ever got tired of loving. They get tired of waiting, hearing lies, assuming, saying sorry, and hurting. Never keep people in your life if they don't love and respect you as much as you do them. The reason you want to be better than someone else is the reason why you aren't. It's not whether or not you get knocked down. It's what you do when you get back up. A man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. Be the person you needed when you were younger. Strive to make small changes and learn something new daily, because there are always these experiences you have had to tap into for the future. Someone's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. Not everybody who speaks in a pleasant way to you is your friend. People are not good. People are not bad. People are just people. Experience, don't expect. Experience life. Do not carry expectations on how it should be. Wanting something is not enough. You must hunger for it. Your motivation must be absolutely compelling in order to overcome the obstacles that will invariably come your way. Our lives are defined by opportunities, even the ones we miss. Every person alive hits a crossroads in life when you have to let go of the past and forge ahead into something new. The only sad thing would be clinging to the past once it's out of reach. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. If you saturate your mind with positive thoughts, it will sustain you in any situation. You don't ever truly know another person unless you can take up residence in their head. You'll never be privy to their true nature. It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices. You train people how to treat you, unconsciously or not. You are either part of the problem or part of the solution. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by stupidity. You've got to know when it's time to turn the page. Forgiving doesn't Forgiving doesn't make the person who hurt you feel better. It makes you feel better. If someone is trying to bring you down, it only means you are above them. Socializing is just like any skill. You need to practice before you're good at it. Life is brutal and will break your heart, and you just have to be brave and do the best you can. Never deny yourself an experience experience just because it's unknown or uncomfortable. It may just be a defining and wonderful part of your life. Never go to the past. Not for happiness, not for justification, not for excuses. The world is what it is. You are what you are. Sometimes the right path is not the easiest one. If you only blame your problems on someone else, don't expect your life to get better. Life is an experiment in which you may fail or succeed. Explore more. Expect least. People don't forget. Nothing gets forgiven. Things are only impossible until they are not. Each defeat, each heartbreak, each loss contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your future. Don't prepare the road for your kids. Prepare your kids for the road. Don't be scared because you don't have all the answers right away. You will learn through your experiences and find your own way to happiness. Just because you got away with a bad decision doesn't make it a good decision. Speak with caution. Even if someone forgives harsh words you've spoken, they may be too hurt to ever forget them. Don't leave a legacy of pain and regret of things you never should have said. It's not your fault. Things are the way they are. You need to have faith in yourself. Be brave. Take risks. You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. Accept responsibility for your life. Know that it is you who will get you where you want to go. No one else. Make improvements, not excuses. Seek respect, not attention. Opportunities can become obstacles. The same way obstacles can become opportunities. It all depends on how they are being interpreted by the mind of a person. If you're going to apologize, you don't say, but, after. Either you mean it, or you don't. There are more things likely to frighten us than to crush us. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. Fake love is mighty convincing in a world where real love is mighty rare. You can only lose what you cling to. If you want to find happiness, find gratitude. Accept that things happen. It may not be for a reason, and you may have no control over it. But the first step to getting through it is accepting what it is. You'll never be able to please everyone, so don't make your life revolve around being accepted by everyone. tell you how to be happy or what makes a good life. It's up to you to follow your heart and find happiness from there. Sometimes which choice you make is not as important as making a choice and committing to it. A denied expectation hurts more than a denied hope, while a fulfilled hope makes us happier than a fulfilled expectation. Don't worry about controlling your emotions. Control your actions. Don't wait for something good to happen. Realize that there are no participation trophies in life. Go out and do something for yourself. Success comes from action. There's no shame in saying, I don't know. Nobody has all the answers. Pretending to be perfect doesn't make you perfect. Listen to your conscience and do the right thing, no matter the cost. You can't put a price on self-respect. Whoever fights can lose. Whoever doesn't fight has already lost. We live longer when we are too busy living.
Zapier's automation is the easiest way to efficiently grow your business. Get a lead from a campaign, automatically add it to your CRM, and send a message to a sales.
Years have passed, and I still regret not having the chance to learn these life realizations earlier. But even with that, the more I listen to them, the better my life becomes. And yours can too. Just listen carefully. Every time you are rejected from something good, you are redirected to something better. Realize you cannot control everything or everyone, but you can control yourself, and that's even better. Just because things could have been different doesn't mean they'd be better. When writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. Remember, some of the best times of your life haven't even happened yet. If it keeps you happy, keep it quiet. Know your worth. Never put yourself in the bargain bin, or that's where others will value you. The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. Sometimes, when you're in a dark place, you think you've been buried, but actually, you've been planted. Once you realize your value, you will be greatly surprised at what you used to settle for. The best thing I ever did was stop telling people what's going on in my life. Before you talk, listen. Before you react, think. Before you spend, earn. Before you quit, try. Many people don't like you, especially if they see you as a competition. Always listen to your gut. decision we have made in life, there was more emotion in it than there was mind. Every single one. Overtrusting, betrayal, masturbation, loss of energy, stress, hair loss, overthinking, depression, saying no, important, revenge, ruining your own life, observing, increase in wisdom, forgiving, healing, letting go, peace of mind. You cannot convince people to love you. No one will ever give you love because you want him or her to give it. Real love moves freely in both directions. Don't waste your time on anything else. Time on anything else. Spend your money on the things money can buy. Spend your time on the things money can't buy. Life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. We get stronger and more resilient. Time truly flies. Be grateful always because it can always be worse. Live like there's no tomorrow and do what you love. The money will flow. Chasing the opposite sex and having temporary relationships, which means nothing but sex, is pointless. Know your worth. Never put yourself in the bargain bin, or that's where others will value you. If it can be fixed, why are you complaining? If it can't be fixed, why are you complaining? If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. A private life is a happy life. Sometimes it feels better not to talk at all about anything. Don't say yes to everyone to make them comfortable. Check with yourself too before you commit. Every person has three faces. Firstly, the one we show to the world and strangers. Secondly, the one we show to family, spouses, and close friends. And thirdly, the one we show only to ourselves. There is a healthy amount of distrust to have in everyone. Nobody's intentions are truly clear, even after being stated. You aren't crazy. You're intelligent. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and its life will not get any shorter. Happiness doesn't diminish when you share it. At first, you choose a partner based on appearance and enjoy it until you realize that your children will be raised not based on appearance, but based on values. If you expect the world to be fair with you because you are fair, you're fooling yourself. That's like expecting the lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. Learn how to say fuck it and mean it. Resentment is like drinking poison. and then hoping it will kill your enemies. You can always earn money. It's not a big deal. Your world is not going to end because you don't have a fixed income. Something else will work out. Your friends want you to do good, but not better than them. Rest don't care. The average of 5 is real. If you really want to know someone, look at the 5 people they talk to the most and spend the most time with. If you're trying to break a habit, don't say, "This is the last time I'm doing it," to yourself. Instead, say, "This is the first time I'm not doing it." Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Never compare your life with others. They may seem better than you, but they have some problems which are never, ever heard by you. If they don't have what you want, don't listen to what they say. There's no greater waste of time than justifying your actions to people who have a life you don't want. Keep to yourself. Stay away from idiots. Stupidity is contagious. Not everything in this world should be your problem. Some things are simply none of your business. Focus on the issues that affect you directly. You will be much happier that way. Your value is not determined by someone else's inability to see your worth. Life can only be understood backward, but it must be lived forwards. Don't ignore a problem you see coming from a mile away. That foresight is a gift. Don't squander it. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. Decision making, like coffee, needs a cooling process. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. With every failure comes the experience needed to do better. Pay close attention to those who say they love you, because so often they don't. They only use you. Trust in yourself and your first instinct on decisions. You spend all your health initially for wealth, and then you spend all your wealth for one day of good health. The people who say you can't, you won't, are usually the ones scared that you will. Be careful who you call your friends. I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. You don't have to feel good about it. You just have to keep going. The feeling will pass, but you will remain. Lower your expectations. Having high expectations of yourself and of others is a recipe for chronic dissatisfaction in life. Your friends' problems become your problems. The smaller your social circle, the fewer problems you have. Today is the oldest you've ever been in your life, and the youngest you'll ever be again. Whatever is begun in anger ends in shame. Success is 5% brains and 95% consistency. Learn to be sufficient and realize you are immortal, who will suffer horribly later if you don't become independent and resourceful. If you are a so-called nice guy, you will be screwed up in the worst possible way you can ever think of. Most people stay in the same place for a reason. The things they hold dear are the anchors that hold them in place. A ship in the harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. People are great at keeping secrets they don't know. Every person in your life is a teacher. Some bring lessons about love and support. Others teach you what to avoid. Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some will even go out of their way to see you fail. If people took back the pain they caused you, you'd lose the strength you gained. Don't be afraid of a shadow. It just means there's a light nearby. If you want to get rich, think of saving as earning. Stop worrying about what other people think. Honestly, who gives a shit? When you laugh, people laugh with you. And when you cry alone. When you try to please everybody, you almost always please nobody. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness. That is life. Don't tell anyone what you think or what you know. Keep your secrets to yourself. Because a friend of today could be an enemy by tomorrow. A busy man is seldom visited by idle friends. No flies fly to a boiling pot. Don't get bogged down in regrets. No one is perfect. Don't chase happiness. Just stay positive, and you will experience joy. Stop trying to make everyone love you. You need enemies to succeed. If you wouldn't take advice from them, why would you take criticism? Everyone falls down. Getting back up is how you learn how to walk. You are not a product of your circumstances. You are a product of your decisions. Focus on you. People come and go. No amount of success can compensate for failure at home. Just because you hate this chapter doesn't mean you'll hate the book. The more thankful you are, the more you attract things to be thankful for. Sometimes, the things that break your heart end up fixing your vision. The person who cares less has the most power in a relationship. of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Loneliness isn't the absence of people, it's the absence of connection. Seek meaningful interactions, not just company. Be silent, or let thy words be worth more than silence. Just because a thought got your attention doesn't mean it deserves your attention. Stop telling people everything. Most people don't care. Some secretly want you to fail. If something bothers you, change it. If it is beyond your control, learn to live with it. Accept it. Change yourself. That is the only thing you can influence. Everyone is on their own journey. Focus on yours. You don't notice your progress in life because you are always raising the bar. There are two wolves fighting inside all of us. The first one is evil. The second one is good. Which wolf will win? The one you feed. Loneliness is the price you pay when you start to improve yourself. Embrace judgment. No matter your outcome, you'll always be judged. So don't live to impress others. Live to impress yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. Focus on your path, not someone else's. Never be so kind, you forgot to be clever. And never be so clever, you forgot to be kind. If you don't control your mind, someone else will. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Wasting time and regretting, cribbing, and crying won't fetch you results. Life's challenges are not there to paralyze you, but to help you discover who you are. Never sacrifice your progress for a friend. They might not do the same if the tables were turned. Don't compare your life to others. You have no idea what their journey is all about. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. People never lie so much as before an election, during a war, or after a hunt. The more you like yourself, the less you'll need others. To have what you never had, you have to do what you never did. Stay away from people who make you feel lonely. No company is better than a bad company. Write your sad times in the sand. Write your good times in stone. Be kind, but don't let people use you. The world doesn't care about your potential. It cares about what you've done. You aren't always responsible for the first thought you have, but you are responsible for the second one. Those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how. Never underestimate the power of stupid people. are right about all the things you think you need to do. Don't wait. Get started. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. Circumstances make man, not man's circumstances. Sometimes it's a blessing to not get what you want. It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for something you are not. People will say almost anything when they're happy. Be wise and careful of this one. Dead people receive more flowers than the living ones because regret is stronger than gratitude. A goal is a dream with a deadline. Be proud. You survived the days you thought you couldn't. Worry is the ultimate bully. It takes everything and gives nothing. Let go or be dragged. Great results can be achieved with small forces. When thinking about life, remember this. No amount of guilt can change the past, and no amount of anxiety can change the future. No one is going to figure out your life. It's your responsibility. Rejection is important for self-development. Your mind gives up a lot faster than your body. Leave nothing for tomorrow, which can be done today. Not everyone will like you. That's life. You'll ruin your life trying to make everyone happy. Mistakes are proof that you're trying. Love your neighbor as yourself. Don't go broke trying to impress broke people. When you get up in the morning, remember what you promised yourself at night. People don't think about you as much as you imagine they do. If you have more than 3 priorities, you have none. A ball doesn't bounce until it hits the bottom. Make peace with your past so it won't screw up the present. No one has the answer. You're going to spend a lot of time figuring things out. People don't get what they deserve. The world will not treat you better just because you're a good person. When nothing can go wrong, it will. A calm sea will not make you a skilled sailor. Don't make one person the center of all your happiness. Don't make them the reason why you are happy, because once that person walks away from your life, you're left with nothing. You deserve it. The career, the love, the family, the peace, the life. Don't depend too much on anyone in this world, because even your own shadow leaves you when you are in darkness. The ego is not a bad thing, and sometimes we need it in order to achieve our aims and feel vitality. However, the ego is just a tool. We shouldn't let it control us. Success is a loner's journey. You must learn to accept loss and make compromises. If you stopped seeing the world in terms of what you like and what you dislike, and saw things for what they truly are in themselves, you would find a great deal more peace in your life. Youth is happy because it has the capacity to see beauty. Anyone who keeps the ability to see beauty never grows old. The only person with whom you have to compare ourselves is that you in the past. There will always be someone who is better than you in something. You have to accept that fact and learn from them. That's something that will help you grow. Death does not concern us, because as long as we exist, death is not here. And when it does come, we no longer exist. You have three choices in life. You can watch things happen, make things happen, or wonder what the hell happened. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. No work is beneath you. The only thing that should be beneath you is your big ego. Work hard in silence and show your skills at the job you get rather than criticizing the job. No matter how many times I may stumble, I will rise each time a better man. The most important step a man can take is the next one. It's always the next one. You might be the sweetest peach on the tree, but some people just don't like peaches. There are two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. If you want to help yourself, fineness is to carry the spirit of the child into old age, which means never losing your enthusiasm. Nothing in life that is worth having comes easy. Passion is super awesome, but it doesn't cure all your problems. Passion can go a long way in your life, but it doesn't mean it's all unicorns and rainbows. No is one of the most powerful words in existence. Don't be a people pleaser. The only time you should look into someone else's bowl is to make sure they have enough. Be not afraid of moving slowly. Be only afraid of standing still. What God doesn't give to you, you have to go and get for yourself. Experience is not what happens to a man. It is what a man does with what happens to him. No matter how nice or respectful you are, some people will still talk bad about you behind your back. Life is unfair. Don't moan. Don't complain. Learn to be thick-skinned. Make the most of what you can. Only a fool learns from his own mistakes. The wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Experience. Don't expect. Experience life. Do not carry expectations on how it should be. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you're working for someone else's dream, you sacrifice your own. We live in an age when unnecessary things are our only necessities. Kindness is a language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see. What people say when they are angry aren't things they mean. They regret it often. Forgive angry people. It's okay. They are only human. All that we are is the result of our thoughts. If you are unhappy, you are doing something wrong. He can do anything who thinks that he can do anything. Take time to enjoy life's simple pleasures. It's in these moments that we often find the most joy. Just because you know how it's done doesn't mean it's not magic. Live your life as an exclamation rather than an explanation. No matter what good you do to people, they will only remember your mistakes. You may not realize this, but the people you love are your biggest weaknesses. Well done is better than well said. A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. Great men are meteors designed to burn so that Earth may be lighted. Someone's opinion of you doesn't have to become your reality. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Sometimes a hypocrite is nothing more than a man in the process of changing. Don't regret the past, because at that moment, you did your best. Holding grudges will never harm people you hate. Only you. If you can't do it now, you won't do it ever. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. The things you own end up owning you. Speak your mind, even if your voice shakes. This too shall pass. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. You are not what happened to you. You are what you chose to become. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. As a child, I prayed to God for a bicycle. Then I realized that God works differently. I stole my bike and prayed for forgiveness. Do not envy other people's good qualities, but instill them in yourself through admiration. Most of the stuff you worry about never happens. Don't chase women. Instead, focus on your growth, values, and cultivating kindness. The right find their way to you at the perfect moment, without the need for chasing. You grow mentally weak when your life is too comfortable. We have four problems: overthink, overtrust, overshare, overlove. Listen more than you speak, for wisdom often comes from silence. When fate hands you lemons, make lemonade. The world is boring for boring people. Never was anything great achieved without danger. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. There are times when you see someone for the last time and don't even realize it. Watch out. You'll never know the true value of the moment until it becomes a memory. Resentment is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die. Every person alive hits a crossroads in life when you have to let go of the past and forge ahead into something new. The only sad thing would be clinging to the past once it's out of reach. Fiction is the lie through which we tell the truth. Problems cannot be solved with the same level of thinking that created them. A friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on a friendship. When we give someone our time, we actually give a portion of our life that we will never take back. It is unrealistic to expect people to see you as you see yourself. You attract what you are. You want to attract better. Become better. Spend time with the elderly. Their wisdom and experiences are invaluable. Small circle, private life, and peaceful mind. Never bend your head. Always hold it high. Look the world straight in the eye. Never be afraid to treat people the way they treat you. When they give you lined paper, write the other way. Rules for happiness. Something to do. Someone to love. Something to hope for. Life gives you lemons, pepper, salt, and sometimes cold water, but they don't come together or in a certain order. So, keep struggling until the lemonade is ready. You can
Person with yummy choco and vitamins.
You can either be a negative or positive person in life, but only one will get you somewhere. Whoever fights can lose. Whoever doesn't fight has already lost. Nature hath given men one tongue but 2 ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. Take a deep breath. It's just a bad day, not a bad life. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Things that will count: you, your health, and your achievements. step to getting anywhere is deciding you're not willing to stay where you are. The true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching. One day, or day one, you decide. Much is expected from that to whom much is given. Don't say someday. Say now, for someday may never come. You will be disappointed and heartbroken multiple times, but it's how you respond that matters. Donate to charity. Small acts change lives. Life is a boxing game. Defeat is not declared when you fall down. It is declared when you refuse to get up. Use things, not people. Love people, not things. Time is your most valuable resource. There are no refunds or second chances for the time you waste. Be impatient with actions, but patient with results. Don't be emotionally attached to anyone. People change. Even your best friends may probably turn into strangers one day. They've promised that dreams can come true, but forgot to mention that nightmares are dreams too. Every journey begins with the first step. In order to empathize with someone's experience, you must be willing to believe them as they see it, and not how you imagine their experience to be. Do not look back when leaving. There are 1,000 lessons in defeat, but only one in victory. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. You make the best decisions when in pain, because fear of experiencing the same pain again is the strongest motivator. Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want. You've got to do what's right for you, even if it hurts some people you love. When anger rises, think of the consequences. The fact that people do not learn from the mistakes of history is the most important lesson of history. No wise man ever wished to be younger. Since we're all going to die, it's obvious that when and how don't matter. Learn to cook a few basic dishes. It's a valuable life skill. Any thought you have about the future is a delusion. You're going to make a lot of people mad doing what's right for you. You can't cross the ocean until you lose sight of the shore. It's easy to fool someone. It's hard to convince them that they've been fooled. At your life's darkest moments, you'll see the most clearly. Do not postpone joy for the sake of the future. The morrow is promised to no one. The hardest part is at the beginning of the journey. The rocket loses 90% of its fuel during takeoff.
Para todo kayod para sa pamilya, mag-Centrum Advance.
May over 25 protective nutrients. Tulong
actions to people. When you get a different stood back them in yourself through admiration. Most of the stuff you worry about never happens. Don't chase women. Instead, focus on your growth, values, and cultivating more than you speak. For wisdom often comes from silence. Smile without your Every victorious warrior draws his strength from the highest source, his love. You're a warrior. Warriors don't give up. Warriors don't back down. Pick up your sword, your shield, and fight. Sweat more in training, bleeds less in war. The devil whispers, you can't withstand the storm. The warrior responds, I am the storm. No one has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Don't ever mistake a warrior's silence for ignorance, calmness for acceptance, and kindness for weakness. Warriors are not born. Warriors create themselves through trial and error, pain and suffering, and their ability to conquer their own faults. A warrior seeks to act rather than talk. To be a warrior is to learn to be genuine in every moment of your life. Warriors confront the evil that most people refuse to acknowledge. If you want to be strong, learn to fight alone. Warriors are not always the fastest or the strongest. Strength and speed can be developed through training. Warriors are those who choose to stand between their enemy and all that he loves. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. A warrior's greatest enemy can also be his greatest teacher. The best fighter is never angry. Defeat exists, but not suffering. A true warrior knows that when he loses a battle, he is improving the skill in which he wields a sword. He can fight more skillfully next time. Before you can see the light, you will have to deal with the darkness. Perseverance is failing 19 times and succeeding on the 20th. Don't waste your time looking back. You're not going that way. Feed your focus. Let pain be the motivation. I do what I do because it is the right thing to do. I am a warrior, and it is the way of the warrior to fight superior odds.
Mars! Uy, parang good mood ka today, ah. Wala na kasi yung stress ko dahil nakahanap na ako ng legit na mahihiram out. Nag-download ko lang ng...
In fighting and in every day, you should be determined, though calm. Meet the situation without tenseness, yet not recklessly. Your spirit settled, yet unbiased. An elevated spirit is weak, and a low spirit is weak. Do not let the enemy see your spirit. You can only fight the way you practice. What is defeat? Nothing but education. Nothing but the first step to something better. warrior may worry and think before making any decision, but once they make it, they go their way, free from worries or thoughts. That's the warrior's way. Know yourself, and you will win all battles. Some people are lost in the fires. Others are forged in them. What defines us is how well we rise after falling. The true warrior isn't immune to fear. They fight in spite of it. A calm warrior is a mindful warrior, and a mindful warrior is a rational warrior. Yesterday's pain is strength. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have.
You've got the best deals on delicious food. Order now.
One Hand Online Cash Loan app. Try it now.
It is more important to outthink your enemy than to outfight him. The difference that will always make the difference is to know thyself. If you know the enemy and you know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby, you will be the director of the opponent's fate. Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances. Be open to change your ways. The difference that will always make the difference is to think greater than your current circumstances. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. You are always the director of your life. You are the producer. You are the actor. You can choose your supporting cast.
Imagine going through your entire life believing that every single setback, every challenge, was actually setting you up for something greater. Now, I know that might sound like just another inspirational quote you scroll past on your social media feed, but what if I told you that this isn't just a feel-good mantra, but a principle deeply rooted in an ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time. Yes, I'm talking about Stoicism, a philosophy that doesn't just teach us how to endure life's battles, but actually embrace them, transforming our struggles into our strengths. Today we're diving deep into the heart of Stoicism, uncovering how this timeless wisdom can be not just a beacon of light during our darkest times, but a daily guide to living with purpose and resilience. Whether you're facing personal trials, professional challenges, or just the everyday chaos of life, the Stoic teachings offer a roadmap to not just surviving, but thriving, showing us that the power to lead a fulfilling life lies not in changing our circumstances, but in changing our response to them. So, if you've ever felt like you're constantly battling against the tide, if you've ever wondered how to find peace amidst the storm, or if you're just curious about how ancient wisdom can illuminate our modern lives, then you're in the right place. Join me as we explore how to harness the principles of Stoicism to transform our challenges into our greatest victories, learning to live with intention, integrity, and indomitable spirit. Let's embark on this journey together, discovering how to turn the obstacles in our path into the stepping stones to our greatest evolution. And while we embark on this transformative journey together, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and stay with us through.
Not everyone wants to see you succeed. Some will even go out of their way to see you fail.
Apat nililim naman tayo dito. 30 minuto na ako nagtitake pero wala pa rin ako nakukuha.
How to get what we really want and live the lives we really want. We can start by choosing a strong attitude shift, embracing the idea of living in the end. We can use the amazing power of our inner mind to change our reality if we believe that our dreams have already come true. The basic principles of creating that help us get what we want and feel fulfilled in the present are explored in this book. You will learn useful skills from our lessons and tasks, like how to use imagery, affirmations, meditation, inspired action, and taking the feelings of what you want. Accepting the idea that we are living in the end can help us rise above the ego's constant chase of pleasure and connect with our greater creative awareness. By working on our present, faith, and inner awareness, we can watch as the outside world changes automatically to match our inner state. When we ask for something and think about already having it, the world happily sends it back to us. It's time to make your dreams come true. Accept the idea of living in the present moment with all your heart and watch as your life changes in amazing ways to make your deepest desires come true. Let's go ahead and start making your dream future come true. Lesson 1. Act as if. A very powerful way to bring our goals into our lives is to act as if they are already real. When we fully accept how we feel and take steps toward our goals, we let the world know that we are ready to receive them. Start by focusing on exactly what you want. Then, imagine that you already have it and let yourself feel happy, satisfied, and excited. After that, move on with your day by acting on how you felt at that time. Act, speak, and make decisions as if you already have what you want. For example, if you want to get your dream, picture yourself already having it. Let the feelings take over your whole being. Imagine that you already have that job and think about it every day. Talk about it with passion, dress in a way that shows it off, and make decisions that match it. When we act like something is true, it makes our brains look for chances that are in line with what we want. The higher our energy frequency, attention, and awareness, the easier it is to make our dreams come true. Accept the practice of acting as if, with all your heart. As you hold on to your wish, imagine and trust that the world will change things to make it happen. Now that you have the energy, let it show up in the real world. The idea of staying until the end is very strong and has a lot of promise. Imagine Imagination is a key part of making our dreams come true. We can make huge changes in an instant by clearly picturing that our wants are already met. Imagine what would happen if it ended there. Use all of your senses. Look, touch, listen, and enjoy. Make scenes in your mind that are intense and real. Tell them specific things and give them memorable memories. Give the whole experience your full attention. Really enjoy the feeling of happiness that comes from achieving your goals right now. For example, if you want to bring a new home into your life, just picture yourself walking through the perfect living area. Feel the roughness of the walls, breathe in the smell of new flowers, and listen to the birds singing outside. Feel all the good feelings, like pure happiness, inner peace, and unbridled joy. Add colorful details to this made-up scene to make it come to life. How vivid our imaginations are has a big effect on our inner mind. It's interesting how our inner mind often makes fantasy and reality look like they are the same thing. It easily brings our imagined scenes to life by turning them into real things. A shift happens when you reach the imaginal state you want. There are different ways to look at the idea of time and understand it. The idea that time is a myth is challenged when you imagine something that already exists. Believe in the amazing things your mind can do. As you plant seeds in your imagination, remember to visit them every day. Watch as they change into real things. Many of us believe that making our dreams come true takes a long time, which can stop us from moving forward with our creation. A lot of people see time as a straight line and think that the future is where they'll find what they want in life. But quantum science shows that time is just a trick of the mind. In the current moment, everything that has happened, is happening, or will happen, happens at the same time. We are tuned into different levels of reality. You are about to step into a world that already exists spiritually. The only moment that really exists is the present one. Do not wait for your wish to come true in the future. Instead, focus on being in the present moment. Feel what it's like to have what you want right now by picturing the perfect world where you already have it. Make choices as if you already have it.
Ang matalayunan, of course, alam ko saglit at parang dahil regulated sa lahat at easy and clear. Ang
By doing this, you break down the way you think about time by engaging your mind in the rhythm of your desire. The waiting time goes away. You vibrate with the vibration of already having it, so the universe quickly sets things in motion to make it happen. Find peace in the present moment as you see your dreams come true. Do not worry, it is now finished. All the things you want to make happen are happening right now in this moment of endless quantum existence. When you get past the illusion of time, it's easy to understand what it means. Right now, manifestation is taking place. David was able to act like he was going to get what he wants in this story. David was nervous and excited as he walked into the company hall for his job interview. Even though he had made a lot of progress in his work, he couldn't help but feel like a fake. Before the interview, David took some time to imagine getting the job offer. He even pretended to celebrate with his wife. David used the confidence he had built up to face the hiring boss with confidence. He thought about the place where he would be celebrating and pretended to be working there. The boss talked about how the company's work setting is always changing. David talked excitedly about how to do well in stressful scenarios. She asked him how he handles management. He talked about how important it is to work together, which is in line with the company's goals. David wasn't going to give up on getting the job. He came up with an interesting idea for a new project he could do in this job. The boss told him how much they liked his creative thought. After a few more questions, she got up and shook David's hand. I'll get straight to the point. You have the exact qualifications and a clear vision for this position. Congratulations and welcome aboard, the boss said. David smiled and enthusiastically said thank you. He was happy and proud as he raised his fist in the lobby. The scene that imagined was now real. He set his thoughts, actions, and energy in a way that made his wish come true by acting like he already had the job. He went outside, ready to celebrate just the way he had planned. Lesson 2. Quantum Leap. When we fully accept the idea that we will die at some point, we allow huge leaps to happen in our journey of creation. We can go beyond the normal slow progress and reach new heights of life by taking quantum jumps. Let's say you want to bring $10,000 into your life. You don't have to slowly make more money. You can quantum leap to a world where you already have $10,000.
What exactly? Shakira. What exactly do I invest? Hay quá này, nãy tôi thấy có anh đi mấy anh đánh cô anh vậy. Anh đi. Dạ, anh ra chở kim. Cắt nhau anh từ ở đây nó mà cho thầy. Có biết ạ, có biết ạ.
lang guys, nakakabay.
Yummy.
First impression is important, ika nga nila. Kaya itong si Warzone Mobile, pagka-release, napakaganda at napaka-easy to uninstall.
Oh my God.
Yo, what's up, my man? Yes, yo.
They don't like you?
You go. Bakit may bata?
If you're watching this, ask yourself a question. When's the last time you genuinely tested yourself? When's the last time you genuinely felt challenged? Win or lose, you can be a hero if you just fight. Win or lose, you can be a hero if you make the brave decision. There are so many men of history we remember who didn't even win every time. Napoleon lost. He's still famous. His name's still etched into history. You can't escape the baselines of the universe. There are some laws which can't be broken. They can't be broken. They're universal laws. You need to have the bravery about you. I don't care what happens to me in this case or any other. I know I always made the brave choice. And I can sleep in a jail cell just fine knowing I chose the brave option. I don't know how most of you are going through life never choosing the brave option. I think, oh, but, I'm just being safe. It's cope. Safety's for women and children. It's not for men. Bro, you have to make a decision now as a man, knowing you're going to lose, knowing you don't stand a chance, whether you're going to get in there and fight or you're going to come up with a bunch of excuses why you won't. If you're looking for a reason not to do it, and you found a reason because someone told you not to do it, if you're going to go through life looking for people to tell you not to do something, you're always going to find somebody. This isn't about what anyone else wants to do, it's about you. What's your excuse? Oh, I have work in a few days, I have a black eye. So you go in there like a man. Why are you so scared of losing? What's the worst that's going to happen? You have a black eye, you'll heal. When's the last time you pushed yourself to do anything? When's the last time you got punched in the face? I miss my black eyes. The people who didn't fight, I think, got beaten worse than the ones who did. Because they had to look in the mirror every single day for the next year or whatever it took for them to eventually come fight. They felt like cowards. There's nothing worse as a man than the feeling of cowardice. And the ones who fought went through the physical risk and went through the fear to make sure they didn't have to feel like a coward, because that's the worst thing a man can ever feel like. And if you're honest with yourself right now when you're watching this, a lot of you should feel like cowards. You weren't brave during COVID. You didn't get kicked off a flight. You wore your
your mask, you listen to your boss, you're scared of getting in a situation that you can't completely control, you don't challenge yourself, you don't test yourself, you go on the odd holiday, pretend you're rich and bang some girls, and you think that makes you a somebody. It doesn't make you a somebody. Nobody cares. You're still a loser. You're a loser because you've never been through the pain. All of the bad things that happen to you are the only things that are going to prevent you from